You must be new in town. Let me show you around the neighborhood. We got the post office, the park. Oh, this here's my house. Let me let you in. Don't be shy. Oh, please, after you. There you go. You know what I hate about living alone? Not being able to explain why my food goes missing or the TV is always on when I get home. Anyway, come on in. If you're new to the show, every week I take real listener questions down into the sub-basement of imagination, where I get a little help answering them from my neighbors. And speaking of neighbors...
Hey, Mr. T, it's me, Stoolie from down the street. My dad was gonna drop me off at the pool today, but he got sick and said he needed a lot of Sudafed.
Stoolie, it looks like you got into my medicine cabinet.
I can't read good, so I grabbed everything.
Oh, Stoolie, if only you knew the signs. You should start putting things back, and before we confront your father, I'll have to do a very special episode of Mr. Tim's Neighborhood. Well, let's head down into the sub-basement of imagination for our drugs special. I'll see you on the other side. All right, hey, ladies, he's habit-forming. It's Mr. James. Say hello.
Hi, I'm James, and I'm an alcoholic.
And he's our only guest today. Hey, it's just a classic Mr. Tim and Mr. James episode.
Yes.
The Coke classic of podcasts.
Speaking of Coke, I hear our podcast episode today is going to be about drugs.
Hey, you heard right. Everybody talking about that around the circle, you know, the circle of chairs where you have to tell your story, get your chips.
Yep.
You're 30-ish.
Gosh.
30-ish days clean is what I hear.
Yeah, 30-ish, you know. I'm just kind of taking the Bert Kreischer approach of sobriety. And,
you'll have to explain that to me.
Well, how he does it is he doesn't count getting tipsy as as breaking sobriety. Like if
that
he
sounds
has
like a good
couple
rule.
beers in one day, then he'll still count that as being sober.
It's whatever works for you.
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
we got our board ready. Now, for listeners, we've got images such as what looks to be Osama bin Laden smoking a doobie and the Enzyte guy. But, James, I guess you're just going to have to pick them in the order that you likes them. So get picking. What's your first choice?
Oh, my first choice is going to be Grown-Up Milo.
Grown-Up
in the
Milo.
center. Uh-huh.
Is that
Milo? Okay, Milo is the logo for this punk band called The Descendants. I'll show you. I'm pretty sure the photo's Walter White. I don't know. I'm not too crazy about
Breaking Bad in the middle?
Yeah.
Malcolm in the Breaking... yes, it's a drawing of Heisenberg.
Okay. Here, I just downloaded the image and I'm gonna send it to you just so you can understand my reference.
Good. We have to take a break every time you make a reference I don't understand. I'm adamant about that.
Exactly. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, I could see that. It's sort of like an evolution on the theme.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take Heisenberg for 300.
All right, center square. The question is, did Breaking Bad glamorize the meth daddy stereotype? Feel like I see that everywhere nowadays.
You know, Tim, like I said, I never really watched Breaking Bad, but I don't know. I guess it could glamorize just like the whole meth dealer lifestyle.
Especially for dads.
especially for dads.
All these guys,
Well,
these gray beards, bald heads, they're watching the show thinking, oh, I could do that.
I'll tell you here first, folks. My dad's too dumb to make meth.
Well, he's just got to partner up with someone, you know? Hey, that's another lesson from the show. You need a good partner.
Yeah, I don't know who my dad's meth partner would be. Maybe Derek, if he were back from Alaska.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pitch that to AMC.
Because story matters here, as does meth.
As does meth. Praise be.
Praise be to meth. Also,
Yeah.
I won't use white meth anymore. It's got to be blue.
It's gotta be blue. I don't think I've ever seen blue meth before. And believe you me, Tim, I've tried meth a few times.
I believe you.
And I don't know if I've ever. I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but I've never seen it.
All right. Well, you're the authority. No such thing as blue meth, but yes, the meth daddy, the old meth daddy stereotype was glamorized by Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I was just overhyped, you know. And honestly, like, I love Hal from Malcolm in the Middle as much as the next guy does, but I don't know. The meth mustache, bald head look isn't working for me.
Nah.
I like him more as like a suburban white bread, suburban dad who's just a big old slice of white bread.
Well, sort of like Weeds. Well, that's a woman, though. I don't know. All these shows are the same. Weeds, Californication, Big Love, they're all the same.
I've never watched Weeds either.
You are just not up, for such a frequent user, you just aren't binging these drug-related shows.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I just don't care when I watch other people do drugs.
That's true. It's sort of, I get a contact high, from these shows. But for you,
Exactly. Well, I'm ready for the next picture when you are.
Oh yeah, go ahead and pick.
I'm gonna go with my boy, the opposite of Christopher Walken. That is
Insight
Christopher
Bob?
Reeves.
Ah.
On the bottom left corner.
Bottom left, what looks to be Christopher Reeves slamming down a shot of bourbon.
Hey, we've all been there.
In full Superman costume, of course.
Yeah. Pride Parade 2014, for me exact.
Ah. Well, this is a long one. You picked the long question.
Well, I'm going to have to do all of them at some point, right?
That's right. Here it is. Do human drugs affect Superman? And if Superman were addicted to drugs, how could you hold an intervention that didn't end in mass extinction?
Ooh.
I feel like this is a problem Jimmy Olsen often has to grapple with.
Is Jimmy Olsen Superboy?
Well, he's his friend. He's his little friend. I don't know.
I'm not too well versed. I'm not as well versed on the Superman lore as much as you are, Tim.
That's true. I'm an expert. Well, Jimmy Olsen works for the paper. I think I don't think he knows that Clark Kent is Superman, but he is Superman's friend. For all I know, maybe Clark Kent bullies him, but he can't make the connection. But the point here, do human drugs affect Superman? I think you muted yourself, and that's okay.
And I'm back. Well, okay. Here's my thing. Clark Kent, I don't think can be affected by human drugs.
It doesn't work.
Well, maybe except for some really good Like really, really, really good heroin. Like some,
So maybe the best heroin, the best.
Like China White.
It's like a little sip of alcohol for him. Maybe he gets a little tipsy, you know?
Yeah. But aside from that, I don't think much gets to our boy Clark Kent.
Probably an alien drug. I feel like there's got to be a story where Superman got addicted to alien drugs.
That reminds me of the opening scene from Heavy Metal, where those two aliens are like in a ship and they're just snorting some like purple shit. No, you never watch Heavy Metal?
I've seen bits and pieces. I don't watch Canadian animation.
Oh, how could I forget? You got a stigma against Canadian animation.
Always have, always will.
Not a problem with Canadian sketch comedy.
Oh, no.
All Kids in the Hall.
They're fine.
Yes. Yeah, probably some like super crazy alien drug. Man, that would be crazy to do some super crazy alien drug.
Oh, but maybe it's sort of a red sun, yellow sun thing. Like it wouldn't affect humans, but Superman, gets smashed.
Fuck all that shit. If Superman's getting high off something, I want to at least try it. You know?
Oh yeah, I agree.
You hear it here, folks? First, folks. It's okay to do drugs as long as Superman does them.
It's the American way.
Yep. All right, next question.
Well, I would just like to add, the second part of this question is very interesting to me because the idea of the Justice League having to give Superman an intervention is endlessly entertaining.
It would not be on Earth.
Take him to a planet. Pretend it's a mission. We gotta go to this planet, Clark. And he's like, yeah, okay, just get to the planet. Yeah, just do the mission.
He's like, fuck, man. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll meet you guys there. I swear. He's
an hour late.
He shows up with like some fucking. He shows up on on Lobo's motorcycle with like with just some like fucking cranked out tweaker chick named Tiffany, hella skinny, leather jacket.
Yeah, this is Tiffany.
This is my new girl. Nobody say shit, dude. She's part of the Justice League now.
And they
We've all been there before.
And they got to do it on an uninhabited world because he might wreck the place.
Yeah.
No. And Batman Batman gives Tiffany like $200 and says, "Hey, could you just get out of here for a minute?"
Yeah, but she interprets that for something else.
Oh, now we're writing a script.
Yes. I think they would for sure do it. And if not off the planet, they would do it at the Fortress of Solitude.
That's true. Hey, he won't wreck his own stuff. He's probably already sold everything.
Exactly. And he's probably broke into the Wayne Manor a couple times too.
Yeah.
I would.
All right, you can pick the next one.
All right. I'm so honored. Here, let me just unlock my phone. I guess I'll do Bugs Bunny's Michael's Secret Stuff, and I'm gonna take a swing and say crippling gambling addiction.
No, this is what are your favorite references to drug abuse in cartoons? Because that was a famous reference to steroids from Space Jam.
Oh. They didn't tackle his gambling addiction?
Oh, not in Space Jam. That was Looney Tunes Back in Action.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. Drug references in cartoons.
I can back you up if you can't think of any.
Uh, I liked I don't know if I would call this drug abuse. I would more consider it someone drugging someone else. Uh, as I always got a head trip for that drug that the Joker had in the Batman the Animated Series.
Ah,
He turned
the
into
Joker
gas.
Venom.
Yes. Oh, speaking of Venom, wasn't Bane always just like roided out in,
Yes.
in that show?
That's how he breaks, he turns the dial, the juice starts flowing, and he grows like 2 times bigger.
Yes. Uh well, I feel like there was a drug joke in Shrek 2.
Well, we'll have to watch Shrek 2. We'll pause the podcast and come back in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's been a while. All right, what do you got?
Well, off the top of my head, there's definitely the Jimmy Neutron where he makes addictive candy and the other kids are like literally tweaking out on it.
Oh yeah. The purple shit.
Yeah, the good shit.
Yeah, I was more of a chocolate fan growing up, so I didn't really care. But speaking of chocolate addiction, do you remember the Hey Arnold episode where that kid is like a total junkie for chocolate? They make him act like he's like on smack.
Yes, Chocolate Boy.
Chocolate boy,
And then he's addicted to carob.
and that's so funny.
Other than that, I think flapjack is the only thing that comes to mind. How maple syrup is basically alcohol.
Um, there was one more off the tip of my. Oh my god, that PSA episode with Tiny Toons. Where they all got drunk and got into a car crash. You remember that?
Now that you mention it, I think I remember them getting drunk, but I can't remember much else. I only know that there was an anti-smoking episode. But you sound... The idea of Buster being drunk and slurring his words definitely rings a bell.
Yeah, there was an anti-drinking episode too, where they all got drunk off of one single beer, like that they all split, which I think is so funny. And they got into a car, and got into a car crash, and they all died. And they were just like, "Just kidding." But this is what will happen if you drink and drive.
And hey, it stopped me for nearly 30 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, and 70-year-old James took that to heart.
I'd say we covered every possible cartoon that has featured drug abuse.
I don't think that's true, but all right. let's
Hey, if
go
you think
to
of
the
any
next
more.
question. Exactly.
What you want to pick?
I'll do the extends guy, Bob.
That's Enzite.
Oh, really?
There's a difference between Enzite and extends. I'll give you the literature after the podcast.
All right. Oh, you're the new PR guy, right?
That's true. I am.
I forgot. All right. So what's the question?
Question is, have you ever had an erection lasting more than 4 hours? And was it drug-related or not?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Never happened? Not even once?
No, but the funny thing about that is I've kind of had the opposite, I guess.
I think that's just a wine dick.
Not in my case. My case
Did you take a pill?
No,
A pill that causes ED?
No. Yeah, no. It was bad. And it was for sure drug related.
So there are drugs that have the opposite effect. There are anti-enzyte drugs.
Well, yeah, I mean, but not like prescription drugs.
It's just a side effect of other fun drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Cocaine for sure does the opposite effect of enzyte.
You gotta wonder, maybe that's what the doctors use. Like, you come in with the long-lasting erection. What is the antidote?
They just slap some cocaine on it.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
Oh, all the time. It's a frequent problem.
I love it.
But go ahead and pick another one.
Chappelle.
Chappelle, hey, that's from the sketch you showed me. One love, baby.
Oh. Yes, I love you.
And the question is, and you have to imagine me putting my, like, sort of sitting on bed, I'm kicking my legs in the air, chin resting in my wrists, and I say, describe your dream drug dealer.
My dream drug dealer. Probably Saul from Pineapple Express.
Now, is that Mr. Franco or Mr. Rogan?
That's Mr. Franco.
Oh, okay, good, that's good.
Because I feel like Danny McBride would be too much.
Oh yeah, that's way too much.
For me.
That's a good.
Saul seems like a nice guy to just hang out with, you know?
A good touchstone. I think your only downside there is that he looks like a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's true. But it's 2020, and we live in California, so...
Oh, you're right, everybody looks like a drug dealer.
Yeah, especially, like, it's funny, I was actually listening to someone else's podcast, and,
What?
they were talking about New York guys versus, California guys, specifically LA. And they're just like, yeah, like New York wealthy guys, they usually try to like dress more dapper, you know, in like suits, and they'll try to look good. And here, no one gives a shit. Like, you could run into some beach bum that has really long hair with like some dreads in it and like wears flip-flops daily, and lo and behold, they're like worth a few $1 million.
Yeah, they just own Google.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I've been living off the ABC stocks for a while, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I just gotta go with the flow of things. You know, I don't really let life dictate me. You know, it helps that I'm worth 2.9 bill, but whatever, dude. I don't see numbers, you know? I just see vibes. So my answer is Saul from Pineapple Express, and if you live in California, it shouldn't matter because everyone looks like a drug dealer out here.
Yeah, shouldn't matter. All right. You want to pick one more?
Yeah. I just saw... Okay, what?
Do tell.
Apparently, there's a Kanye West tweet where he says, Harriet Tubman never actually freed the slaves. She just took them to work for other white people.
Oh, I've been following that a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it's been turned into a tweet, but that was from a somewhat, some would say, disastrous press conference because, he technically has a presidential campaign going on right now.
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
And he just kind of got on stage, rambled. It sounded like it was just perhaps he needs some help, but among other things, he said, that he's against abortion because his parents were going to abort him, or his dad was going to abort him, but his mother saved him, so no more abortions. And, the Harriet Tubman quote obviously came up, and I think he just seemed to veer wildly between, manic and depressive.
Wow. Speaking of drugs, people, this is why you don't overdo things.
Oh, but maybe he needs mood stabilizers is all.
Some you laying some Blade Runner shit on me.
They're not Blade Runner.
No, but that's the thing for Blade Runner.
Mood stabilizers?
Or at least a book.
Oh, see, hey, I'm supposed to be the Philip K. Dick fan, but I've never actually read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Oh yeah, no, those are definitely like you could take a drug for anything in that book. Like to calm your mood down, you could take a drug to get more hyped up, like in an argument, you could take a drug for that.
Okay, I'll add it to my reading list.
Yeah, it's a good book. I haven't read it in a dog's age. But who knows? Maybe I'll reread it.
Hey, maybe we'll get that book club off the ground.
Oh, that would be so great.
But of course, we'd rather make it a book club for movies. So maybe just the director's cut of Blade Runner.
Oh yeah. I've never watched the sequel either.
No, me either.
Yeah, I don't think there's a sequel to the book, so that's interesting. They're going the Pet Sematary route.
Oh yeah, hey. If you can write it, they will come.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm ready for the next question when you are.
Yeah, go ahead and pick. We got 4 left.
Let's do suggestive nurse.
Suggestive nurse. Oh, hey, we almost fell into a little trap there. A female doctor. She's snapping on a glove, a plastic glove, as if she's going to do a cavity search of some kind.
Which is weird, because I don't understand doctors doing cavity searches. Like, if it's a TSA agent, yeah.
I guess there was just no good Google image search of a TSA agent putting on a glove.
Well, that's where Photoshop could have came in handy, Tim.
You're right. I could be spending a lot more time on these.
You're breaking my heart.
Well, the question is, you're a drug mule, and you want to impress your boss. How do you do it?
I feel like the word boss is a little loose when it comes to drug muling.
That's true. Well, you've got the person who tells you to sneak the drugs, and you've got the person who's getting the drugs. Well, that's your client.
Yes. I don't know. There's not too much. I feel like when it comes to drug muling, there's not too much. What's the word I'm looking for? Leeway to where you could go outside the box. You can't impress your boss in different ways other than putting drugs up your ass and going across presumably the borders to the United States.
Yeah, or into prison.
Or into prison. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
So the real challenge is just how much you can sneak.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know if there could be inventful ways on how to sneak it, but yeah, I guess the real impressing thing about it would be how much you could sneak into it. And
It's
I
sort
guess
of like that. You
it
go.
all depends on how much you could just put up your butt.
Exactly. It's sort of like the skinny Japanese guys that are great at hot dog eating contests.
It's exactly like that, Tim.
Exactly like it. I like the idea of just packing as many balloons as you can. Because it's balloons both ways, isn't it? In your stomach and in your butt.
You gotta do some prep. And
You gotta widen the space.
Yeah. You gotta do some what I like to call spring cleaning.
Purge the system.
Exactly. So maybe take a few laxatives the night before, and then maybe follow it up with some Taco Bell. And then I'd probably, if you're getting paid bazooka bucks for drug muling, then I'd probably invest in an enema.
Oh, yeah. Sink some of that back in. That's a write-off.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with cleaning it out, And then what you gotta do from there is you gotta explore yourself a little more. And you don't have to do anything too crazy just yet. You can start off with like a finger, and then gradually make your way to a couple fingers, and then
keep going.
Yeah, you have a fist inside of yourself, and you're walking like you're doing a reverse limbo. And then if you got some really cool friends, they could help you out too.
Get the whole gang in on it.
Yeah. And then before you know it, you're drug muling like a champion.
I like to think that Clint Eastwood did all this research when he made The Mule.
Oh. You think that... I too think that Clint Eastwood sticks his own fist in his ass from time to time.
All right.
I call it a Dirty Harry myself.
Oh, we all do. And then, hey, the next level of that, we call it a magnum force.
That's when your buddy's fist is in it.
Exactly. All right, well, I think we've explored the limits of this question. We got 3 more pictures.
I'll go Captain America.
Captain America. We've got, of course, famously drug-induced superpower. Hey, some of that superhero serum.
Hey, we were talking about this earlier with Bane.
Exactly. Except, hey, Bane's wears off right away. It's not as good as Captain America's.
That's true. His is constantly flowing.
Well, the question is, can Captain America justify saying no to drugs?
When he himself is a product of drugs?
Exactly.
Well, if the CIA could do it, then I guess anyone can.
Exactly. See, I think in the Marvel universe, that everybody must do it. I mean, if they're a hero, or is it a secret? Nobody knows that he was a 100-pound weakling, and now he's the king of the beach because of a drug injected into his system.
Yeah.
He lies. He lies, and a tear rolls down his cheek every time he says, "I just worked really hard."
Yeah, because at first glance, he just looks like any other stud you'll find at Gold's Gym on a Tuesday afternoon. But then you approach him and you're like, "Hey, bro, what's your workout plan?" And then he gets all flustered and he doesn't know, and then you realize, oh, he's a juicer.
These juicers. They just show up and look in the mirror. Granted, exactly. I do too, but but I don't juice.
That's what you tell the audience. But yeah, I think Captain America is a liar.
Which, maybe that's fitting.
Yep, Captain.
A liar?
A liar.
A hypocrite?
And
a soldier.
Deceiver, yep. And that's just the American way.
Captain America, folks.
I don't know what's more American than that.
Exactly. All right, I think that's two left.
I'll go... What looks like an intervention.
It looks like an intervention, but I think I was just trying to find a picture for rehab. That was hard.
Oh.
Hey, maybe they don't allow pictures in there, or even staged stock photos.
Well, I'll tell you, Tim. You get one of two things when you go to rehab. You get rehab that you and I would go to, and then you get rehab that, like, Billy Joel Armstrong from Green Day goes to. And those are two...
I was kind of hoping we would get the good one, like you were about to say, the kind of rehab we go to, and I'm imagining, celebrity, there we got our own treadmills and stuff, TVs.
Oh, yeah, no. That's rehab you go to when you have money. Rehab that, like, normal folks go to is, like...
culty. It's sort of a cult of rehab.
I would say like more like a psych ward with like a quote unquote cure therapist or like addiction therapist.
I always imagined it because AA is basically a Christian program, but not all rehab is like that.
I was about to say, yeah, no. There's rehabs that are not privately run, like rehabs that are run from like the state.
No praying.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not as Christian heavy as AA, but they're for sure the private ones that are probably around God and whatnot. It's just like prisons, You could go to a prison that's run by the state, or you could go to a prison that's run by a private corporation.
Yeah, or a lawyer that you donated a lot of money to recently.
Yeah.
They have a wing named after you, and you're staying in the best room in it.
Exactly.
But the question is, can I put rehab on a resume?
Huh.
If you gotta fill in the gaps.
I guess if you're Billy Joel Armstrong, you can.
From Green Day.
Yep.
Hey, it's great for artists, actually. I could see that anybody trying to get into a band and they need a CV.
Yeah.
It proves you suffer for your art.
Yeah. If you're a regular person, no. But if you're a celebrity, for sure you can.
Different rules apply. We've always known this.
Different strokes for different folks.
Exactly. Rehab on a resume. I don't think I'd be worried if it lasted longer than a year, If it was 2015 to 2019, then I'd be worried.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Then you'd just be like, what frickin' Scientologist cult are you part of? You Tom Cruise looking mother sucker.
Actually, if you're a Tom Cruise looking mother sucker, you probably can get any job you want in Hollywood.
That's true. And
but
I'm
all right,
no Tom Cruise looking mother sucker.
No, if you're in podcasting, none of us are going down that road.
Exactly.
Well, that leaves one image that I'm particularly proud of finding.
It's Osama bin Laden with what looks like a joint in his mouth?
Exactly. Osama bin Laden smoking a joint. Hey, this one looks like it was photoshopped, pre-photoshopped. I didn't have to do it.
All right.
And the question is, if you had to pick one, would you keep the war on terror or the war on drugs?
I'd pick the war on drugs.
You would keep it.
Yes.
You'd rather end, our forever wars in other countries.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
End Islamophobia. That's a good stance, I guess.
And it's a win-win because, first of all, to end Islamophobia. Second of all, the stigma would be high on drugs again, and therefore not many people would buy them. Therefore, they would be cheaper. Therefore, I wouldn't have to pay a fucking ridiculous 40% tax on marijuana issued by the state.
Oh, you're thinking like 3 moves ahead.
Yes.
And I guess there would probably be other nice things about not being in a war on terror, Less young people dying, I guess.
Yes, less war, but more importantly, Tim, I get cheaper drugs.
That's true.
Yes, because most of these fools are playing checkers, and I'm playing chess.
4-dimensional chess.
Yes.
I hadn't thought about this one, but I guess, ending real war is better than ending more of a PSA campaign.
I mean, but, no, for sure, don't get me wrong, the war on drugs for sure has killed a lot of people. Has incarcerated a lot of Black and Latin Americans. You could say is arguably caused warfare among other Latin American countries like Nicaragua and El Salvador and Bolivia.
So really, you're just picking a hemisphere.
Yeah. Whichever war on insert whatever is definitely going to create massive terror for other countries. But I don't know. I guess I'm doing the war on terror because that's more of our lifetime. The war on drugs is pre our time.
Oh yeah, pretty sure it was Nixon who had the bright idea to, make drugs so illegal we just have to, arrest every black person.
Yeah, and for sure it was hyphened up. Like we thought it was gonna go down, and then 1981 election came, and our boy was elected president, and he was like, "You think that the war on drugs is over?" It's my Ronald Reagan impression and my Stone Cold Steve Austin impression are like one of the same. I can't do a Reagan impression.
This great country of ours, we will simply need to. Well,
just need to.
Less drugs, more arrests. It just makes sense.
I dislike black people. I'm Ronald.
You got it. You nailed it.
Even though he does have a rap song, which I think is really funny.
Was it him doing the rap, or was it samples?
Oh, I don't know. That's our homework for you, the viewer.
Please send us in your answer. Was it Ronald Reagan rapping, or was it samples? We look forward to your input.
Exactly.
Well, I guess that's the end of the show. If there's anything you'd like to plug before we leave.
Yeah, I want to plug a non-existing podcast that you and I are going to start.
We're going to start it.
Uh,
The Untitled Book Club Project.
Yep. Oh, you remember. You and I want us to start our own review show. Where we're just very cynical about things.
I like that. It'll set us apart from the pack. All those non-cynical reviewers.
Hey, you know what? You're already getting the picture.
Well, I think we'll do a good job. Hey, ours will be good.
Yep. Hey, yeah. So watch out, you small time reviewers like Cosmonaut Picture Show and YMS. You better watch out, cause
Red Letter Media, you're going down. Red Letter Media, you're fucked.
Red Letter who? You're going down. Nostalgia who? You're going
Fuck you.
down. We're the new reviewers on the block, and we're gonna be bigger than all of you.
All right, and that's a promise we'll keep.
Yep. Even 10 years from now.
Take it to the bank.
Yep. All right. Well, it was great doing this podcast with you, Tim. I liked it, and it was more coherent than other ones where I don't have any coffee.
Yeah, more coherent. You know, that's kind of our goal every episode.
Exactly. It's a goal for James to be more coherent.
All right, well, I'll see you, buddy. I look forward to that new podcast we were talking about. Lord knows the world needs more podcasts. Anyway, I guess it's time you were on your way. You just listened to Mr. Tim's Neighborhood. Credit where credit is due, most additional audio is from freesound.org with links in the description. Mr. Tim's Neighborhood is a comedy podcast you can find on iTunes, Spotify, and MrTim.com. Thanks for stopping by.